I started with 75%, and I actually did well as I let it optimize. And throughout the course, I mean, as you notice with what I have on, that's what just seems to be working right now. And it's just been up, down, up, down. I did have some great initially when I guess we could look at orders just to show you like in terms of what was performing well. And in terms of ads, like everything seemed to be doing okay initially. And I was scaling pretty good. This was, so simply put, I found a new supplier on the 9th, and things are much better in terms of my margins and such. But anyways, I was scaling, doing well. I was hitting these good numbers, really wasn't that profitable. And I was just trying to try new things with ads. I was just trying to figure it out, do whatever I could to keep this consistent, keep it moving. And then I'm not sure what I'd done. I don't think I did anything, and it just started to fall and drop off right around these dates. And I just, okay, let me start back over, and just started completely new campaigns, and things started to do good again. But then, as you can see, again, that supplier ran into issues with them, just delayed shipping and everything. It was just such a pain. So I think the main thing with me is just inconsistency. I think that I also tend to mess with things too much, and just again, just try to switch things up and mess with it too much, and look at it too often, I guess. So again, I did the 75%. That seemed to perform well. Also, overall, the top 20% of site visitors, or I think I did a best 20%, or like 3 clicks, people that navigated within 3 different pages. I've tried a few different campaigns, but currently this is all of my best. I went and looked at essentially just all my best ad sets and how they performed, and I combined it all into one CBO.
Perfect.
And I plugged that into here.
Great.
And this is what I've had this running for about 2 weeks.
Nice.
I just recently turned this off. I felt as if it wasn't performing well from what I saw, and I've tried to optimize it here and there and do what I could.
Well, hold on. What's wrong with that one at the very bottom here? It's at a 3.65x. This one's at a 1.8.
Agreed. Yeah, that's a good question as to why I turned that off. I think I must have been looking at it within a certain amount of time and saw that it just wasn't performing good.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
Let's turn it back on. I mean, and is this ad no longer allowed to be running?
No, it should be running.
Yeah.
I just look at it within certain time.
So you want to make sure that when you're looking at it, just check the this week view, 7-day view, because you'll catch these things. It'll prevent you from accidentally turning off some. A lot of times somebody will be on like last 7, right?
Yeah.
And what they'll do is they'll see that it says 2.1, or they'll say, what might happen is, like, let's say, what day do you get this purchase on? For instance, there might be a day where you get a purchase, say today, but because you're on last 7, it shows 0. And you're like, oh, let's just turn it off, right? But realistically, you got to purchase today. So it's always good to do like last 7 and this week, so you can just see like what's going on the day, plus, what's going on this week. And it's at a 5.05, so that's good. I mean, we want to keep it there.
For sure.
And it looks like, so you're fine here. So I just leave that one on. I turn it back on, and I'd also turn this one back on, because like you're at a 2.14 right here. But I mean, like when you look at the last 7, you're at 3.65, so you're actually fine. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Yeah, just leave these running. I mean, this campaign is doing fine, so just leave it how it's performing. I mean, are you happy with like a 3x plus?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely happy with a 3x. There's been up and downs with it. I tried too many things. I tried like a target cost or a cost cap, and I just said, screw it. I'm going to put it back to highest value, lowest cost, and just let it do its thing, not touch it for a few days, 3 or 4 days. And I did that. And that was only a few days ago, and it slowly got a little bit better. And today, and actually yesterday, have been a pretty good day with this campaign. A few days prior, it was just not performing well at all. And again, just frustration and such, but I'm just going to let it do its thing. I did a little bit. I've scaled it up and scaled it down. I've set it to 40. I've set it to 80. Those 2 bottom campaigns are actually, I believe, on cost cap. I've just been trying that.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah. I mean, if that's not what you necessarily recommend, then it's fine. I just wanted to, it wasn't.
Is that why they're not spending much?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's your call on that. I mean, if you do a cost cap, I mean, if it can't get the purchase, it's not going to scale.
Right.
So it's just one of those things. Okay. And then this one here, it's on cost cap as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I wouldn't use cost cap really. It doesn't
Okay.
make sense until, like, for instance, if you had 100 purchases on this week,
Yeah.
you could use cost cap.
Gotcha.
Like 50 plus purchases, you can start thinking about cost cap. You could say, all
Okay.
right, as long as the result's under $20, let's do cost cap. And then you can
Right.
scale as much as you want because you are out of learning, right?
Right.
You've exited
Yeah.
learning. Once you've exited learning, you feel comfortable to do as many cost caps you want because you
Right.
know your cost per purchase.
Right. And like
So
that line. Go
I'd
ahead.
remove it on the bottom line. I mean, this one's getting I mean, if you're going to get 2 purchases per day, I mean, yeah, that's, not a problem, but you're not going to spend very much. So, I mean,
Right.
I mean, if you're going to get ROAS, I mean, leave it be.
Yeah.
But for this bottom one, I'd switch it back.
Okay. Yeah. My target cost per purchase is really anything below 15 is good. So that's why and I've had with the 75%, if you go back and look at certain dates and you'll see within it like a 3 weeks time it's performing well. I'm getting the $13 or lower. And that's really what I'm aiming for.
Let's get all these to CBO.
Okay. We can do that.
Let's get this one on CBO. Let's get this retargeting campaign, especially on CBO. What's going on in here? Yep. Let's get that
to
one
ad
pushed
set
on CBO. Yeah, let's definitely move it to CBO. You want all these on CBO so the budget can move a little bit faster for you in terms of shifting where the results are best.
I just started that retargeting about 6 days ago, and the first day or two it was great. I've tried retargeting campaigns at least 4 times. That's probably my 5th, and I never got great success with it. So I just wanted to set like a lower budget with that one, and it did great the first day. So it's like, okay, perfect. But now I just can't seem to get it going consistently.
Well, now that you're on
CBO,
it'll help.
Yeah.
You'll move the budget for you.
Yeah.
Like with CBO, this wouldn't happen. You wouldn't get 27 or hold on.
Right.
How much have you spent here? You wouldn't spend 17 without a purchase.
Understood.
So you'll be fine there.
Okay.
And then for these retargeting ads, what are you using? A specific retargeting message?
No, nothing that in specific that pertains to the retargeting itself. I do think that I should make a new creative with some sort of offer or testimonial. I think that would help for sure. I'm not using that OMG ad with anything else. That's strictly retargeting, even though it doesn't directly say,
Okay. In that case, if it's not a very specific retargeting ad, then you should have this one in all your audiences.
Okay.
And then same thing for this over here. What's going on in here? I saw one of these that had multiple. So like,
yes,
this one's different. This one's different.
Correct.
Yeah.
In terms of
those should be in all your audiences as well, except for retargeting. Like your retargeting can have retargeting specific ads.
Okay.
But like those could be, let's see down here, what's going on. Okay. You have those in there. Yeah. It looks like you do. Yeah. So I just say the retargeting one needs to be in the rest of these that you have.
So whenever I run a new campaign or whenever I create a new creative and I want to give that a try, should I put that into all of my current ad sets within all of my campaigns? Okay.
Just test a new campaign with all of your old ads that are working plus the new creatives.
Okay.
So that way you don't disturb what's already performing.
Correct. Okay.
Because like you title it best performing, so don't put something in there if it's not best performing.
Right.
And then if you find out it's working in the new testing creative that you're doing, then you can add it in because it works.
I did that actually with the CBO best performing. I tried the creative labeled subtitles. I actually just tried putting that into best performing ad set or campaign. So that's why that third creative is in there. I've only been using really 2 that I found to work really well, the creatives, but again, I wanted to try the subtitle one. So I did put it in that best performing CBO.
Cool. Nice. With your retargeting, you need a specific retargeting message. I'm like looking at these and it looks like you have, 281 add to carts in the last 7 days. So your retargeting should be like 10, 11x, 12x ROAS. There's no reason it should be a 2.95.
Okay. So it's specifically just because I need something that directly like pertains to that retargeting.
Yeah, you need some
sort of.
specific message to start getting these to go into this pool.
Okay.
So 100%.
If you wanted to see, I could show you like kind of where the peak of the sales were coming from. And I was really getting those $13 cost per purchase with some of the campaigns that were performing well that just kind of died off. I don't know if that's something you wanted to kind of go over, but no worries.
No, if they died, they died.
Okay.
I'd launch all those new. What is this one?
Okay. So if what are we looking at past 7 days? So yes, there was actually an error. And I do say that lightly, like Facebook's actually going to be refunding me $305 because one ad said, if I'm thinking of it's this one, it was on the 24th or the 26th, something had spent like $309 within 15 minutes, which shouldn't have been possible. I don't think I thought it was the CBO LLA 50%, or it was the 20. It's one of those on the 6 or the 26th. But anyways, if that's what that high number was you were looking at.
Cool. Gotcha. Yeah, this one's doing good too today. Yeah. So, I mean, like things are increasing. This, yeah, you got to take the cost cap off that and find out if it works. If it doesn't, just cut it. This, you got to fix your retargeting. This one's now CBO, so you'll be fine here. We'll see what happens. It looks like this was performing over the last week so far.
Right. I turned off that mega 10 is 10%. Does that seem like it was a good idea?
Yeah, I didn't have any purchases. Yeah, and you need those other creatives in here. You only have one.
Yeah, I wanted to give it a shot with just the one. I didn't know if I was giving it too many creatives within an ad set with my budget, or if I should have just tried the 3 or just that one creative.
No, yeah, just put them all in there.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do that.
So like right here, let's see.
Yeah, like this backend stuff is pretty valuable to me just to see how you navigate and go about it.
Where's your purchases? There it is. It's only showing us one creative. That's because we're on one campaign.
Yeah, okay.
So your return on ad spend's going up. You see?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like if you follow this trend line, it's going that way, which is up and to the right, which is perfect. So awesome, you know? But you could increase it even higher with those recommendations alone. I'm sure you could be hitting 3.5 plus on any given day.
Okay, with adding the retargeting specific message, as well as putting those creatives in the mega.
And look, like this one that's at a 3.74, this one should be in all your audiences because it's doing well.
It's performing well, yeah.
And this one too. Oh wait, no, timeout. This one has one purchase. Just this one needs to go in all of them.
Right.
This one needs to be. I don't know about that one. These two need to be tested in others. Yeah, you really don't have a ton of creatives, but everything's heading in the right direction, right? So I mean, like you're on the right path.
Right. Yeah, what is that? That looks, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, like, this is a good way to see what's going on. You can like see what's up with the creative and stuff. It gives you a better idea. And like, you see how this one here has like, it's at 2.37, but like realistically in these three, it's doing all above 3x and has the most number of purchases.
Right.
Like if you tested it on your other audiences and they worked like flawlessly, then like you'd be, you know, in the green all day.
Okay.
And like some
So,
creatives will work for specific audiences, and that's fine. That's where you just cut the ones that don't. And that way
right.
you can just have the right ad per right audience, and that'll get you the best return. And you'll see this
Right.
continue trending up.
Okay.
So
So yeah.
see what happens here. 4 ad creatives. When you had 4 ad creatives, you were doing anywhere between 0 and 7.17 ROAS. Yeah. So you'll just essentially, out of the creatives you launch in your audiences, you'll just cut the ones that don't end up working. And you'll probably end up finding that some, creatives work best than others.
Right.
And those specific retargeting ads are going to lift your return on ad spend significantly.
Okay. Yeah, so we have to say like an ad set isn't performing as well as it should be. I should go to the creative level and analyze that first and optimize, so to say, turn off the ones that aren't performing well, and then continue to let it run for a little, see if it improves it.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So we're fine here.
I just started getting my feedback score. I need to look and dive into that a little bit and try to see. I just want to I want to keep that high. Get it higher. It's at a 3.1, I think, right now. And I just got back that score, like I said. So I guess, had a question about that being, would you recommend anything to keep that high?
Your feedback score, are you
Yeah,
talking about like the 0 to 5 or the 0 to 4
correct.
score? What is it right now?
3.1.
Yeah, that's not very high.
Yeah.
What is it? What's it telling you?
It's, from what I remember, I think it's just because I just got the score, so not that many people have reported on it. I'm not sure exactly what it's
It'll
telling me.
tell you what you need to fix.
Okay.
You know,
The right. The only thing I can think of reason being is, again, because of that old supplier with shipping times, things were arriving broken. It was a headache and a half. So
yeah.
it's unfortunate that those initial first customers are the ones that had to deal with that. So, it should be good from here on out. But
Perfect. Yeah, if you fix those things, then you'll be fine. Like,
okay.
the feedback score, most of the time you see a big number drop, it's because the product had shipping issues. Always. It almost
Yeah.
always we see low numbers resulting from
Yeah.
supply
And
chain
that's
issues.
awesome. That has been resolved. And again, that's it. That was a big turning point for me, at least, because, that's important. So.
Sure. That makes sense. Yeah. And what are you trying to spend daily? Like, would you
Um,
like to get up to?
yeah, that's also, I want to mention, I could care less what the daily spend is, so long as the ROI is there. You know what I mean? Like it
What would you be fine with scaling at based
doesn't
off your return on
concern.
ad spend?
Yeah. So what would I want my ROAS to be?
If you were maintaining a specific ROAS, what would you be like? What would you scale at if you were able to stay above a specific number? Is it a 2? Is it a 3? What is it?
I would like to be anything above a 3 is good. Is good with me. 3 is, anything above a
What's your
3 is,
break even?
it is, my break even is around a 2.6.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so I mean, your retargeting will bring your entire average up. Then you just need to monitor these audiences, take them off of the cost caps.
Right.
Once again, you can keep this one here if you want. I mean, like I said, it's probably not going to get very many purchases at all.
Right.
But I mean, has a high ROAS. It's not going to play that much of a part in this other stuff though.
Correct.
So just keep doing that and keep splitting your CBOs how you're doing it. I mean, you can just keep building in different audience sets. This is fine how you're doing it. That looks good. You just need to make sure that if you want to end up getting a higher return ad spend, to have those other creatives that are performing really well,
Mhm.
be fine.
Okay. Would you recommend trying any new campaigns right now? I mean, I'd like to think I've tried a
Yeah,
lot of the audiences.
for sure.
So I don't know if there's going to be overlap in terms of what I would try next with audiences. The mega was just something I kind of thought of. It was just top 25 purchasers. It was like everything in terms of best performing. Like I just threw into a custom audience and then made lookalikes off of it. So that was just, again, I'm just trying different things with it, see what works, see what doesn't.
Yeah, you should add your other ads in here that are working because this
Okay.
audience could be really good.
Okay. Gotcha.
100%.
how much of an overlap do you think is going on with my spends? Like when I'm copying a good performing ad set, or I'm wanting to use it in something else. Like some of these are copies of copies. And as you can see, I turned off most of the other copies, but I guess I don't want to be overlapping too much.
Your auction overlap jumped significantly yesterday to 30%. I mean, look at that increase.
Yeah. So auction overlap, can you, sorry, briefly summarize what that is?
Yeah. So auction overlap is going to be the overlap that you have in terms
With
of your,
myself?
yeah, exactly.
Wow. So,
So right here, you have a 30% overlap rate with yourself.
wow.
This is the overlap rate with your competition. It's not, it's more of a, what's the auction competition? How many like people are in your space bidding and like how big of a role it has. Anything below
Right.
0 is great. It means that you're actually have less than the normal average. So 0 being the average.
Yeah.
Anything below 0 is like above average for you because it means that you have literally like a great ad. You don't have any competition. Your ads are performing well. It means that the opportunity to scale is going to be present if the audience size is there.
Right.
So like, let's say you have a very low auction competition number, like it's like -20 or something, or -35. And then like you see that your frequencies are like a 1.14 in this case, and you're generating like $5 purchases. I mean, like that's going to give you the opportunity to scale so much.
Right.
But then you run into this, which is a huge overlap. In the CBO, when did you switch to CBO?
With this one, I switched about 5 days ago. Okay, that's wild. I mean, would that have anything to do with audience size with the overlap? Because I like to think that I aim for pretty high audience sizes.
Yeah, your first time impression ratios aren't that bad. Your auction overlap rate is the thing that's going up. So like you can see where it's coming from. I mean, if we go check,
okay,
it'll tell us in most cases which audience you have.
in first time impression, that's just the ratio of people.
Yeah, the new people you're reaching. Only 82% of your audience is new, people who haven't ever seen your stuff before.
Huh.
Yeah, it's not telling us which ones you're bidding against yourself on, but what you can do is over these next few days, monitor this, because like the results are going in the right direction for this. I wouldn't like worry about it too much. The thing is, the moment you start seeing one of these like continue to climb high in costs, like this one, for instance.
Yeah, that one.
Just keep your eye on it, because like, look, yesterday, look, it's your best one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you got to keep your eye on it and just see what's going on with it, because they're improving. Like I said, like your ROAS is going up for this entire campaign. So that's why I'm not worried, but just keep eyeballing it for a while. Like it's going to take some time for you to notice eventually that an audience is consistently on a daily basis just doing horrible.
Right.
And once you finally see something that's like it's just been so bad every single day in a row that you can finally turn it off, and you'll release some of that auction overlap.
Right. Okay.
But you should be fine.
Okay. What would you say in terms of turning something off? Like with if my cost per purchase is what I'm aiming for, you know, if my break even is at 16 or 15.50, we can say 16. What would you say within a consistent amount of days if I see something that's just higher than that, or is there a number that you would say before we cut it?
Yeah, if you go 7 straight days with it being above $20, then yeah. So like, look, today on this one, let's go to this July 26th. It's at 16. Or you could do honestly above the product price. What is it again? 16, what was it?
I would say $16. Yeah.
Okay. So 16, that's above. Let's do the 27th. Here's day 2, 61. Okay, that's above. Here's day 3, that's above. So that's concerning.
My BEP on average.
Day 4, it's down. It's at a 9. So it broke the chain and you restart.
Yeah.
So now you have to count 7 days in a row.
Yeah.
It has to be in a row.
Okay. 7 days. Yeah.
Yep. not last 7,
Right.
but like,
7 days in a row.
yeah, that means it's like horrible. But like, it means it still has value in it because it pops off like this, you know, like yesterday where it gets you 3 for 9 or 3 for
Right.
12, or, you know, like where it does much better.
Right.
So
Hmm.
otherwise, just don't turn it off because we just looked at your ROAS and it's going up every single, like, you know, over a weekly basis, it's been increasing.
Right. And you wouldn't recommend increasing that budget or anything at all until things become consistent. And I would think once I start hitting the
It's not going to be
learning limited.
consistent until you're, yeah, pretty much like
Okay.
finished with those.
Okay. So we can kind of think about that when the time comes, when it hits learning limited.
Yeah.
I think I've been
Exactly.
trying to up the budget too often as well. Like if I see something working consecutive for a few days, I'll jump it up 20%, you know?
Right. I don't know why I can't scroll down here, but let's just do this for a second. Filter
You
by.
reset ads manager if you want.
Yeah, so right here, the first week you had this live, you had a 3.91, second week,
Yeah.
2.7, 3.75. So I just leave it alone. It's going up because like, look, your click-through rates are increasing, which is good. Your add to carts were significant here,
Mm-hmm.
but your retargeting should eat up a lot of that if you have it in place correctly.
Okay.
And then this number is heading back in the right direction.
Okay.
You know, but keep in mind, this is 2 days right here.
Yeah.
You need the full week. This one's the full, you know, period.
So you're looking at bi-week. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know, if we go
I've noticed
to,
that with a few campaigns, like when I get them going within the first day or two, they tend to perform really like, pretty well. And then a few days after that, it just kind of bombs or it'll just level out. And I'm just like, you know, not fully understanding why that is, but
yeah. But I mean, like just from here, it's going up. It's at a 4.36 now. So it's heading in the right direction. So don't do anything to this yet.
okay.
Yeah. You're right on the money here. So this will be fine.
Okay. So yeah, CBO best performing. I definitely will not touch that campaign. Would you recommend even putting in the other creators that are performing well into that, or just let it do its thing?
No, don't do anything to that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do
No.
not touch.
Yeah. It's 3x plus this month, so that's good. And then this week it's 2.9, and it's today it was 4 point something. So we know it's going in the right direction.
Right.
So leave it alone. The only thing you're doing is messing with your retargeting, adding your other creatives into the mega audience, and dropping this bottom one off of cost cap.
Okay.
And then it's your call to leave this alone or drop cost cap.
Right. Right.
For all we know, that could be a really good audience if you remove it. Cost
Yeah,
per purchase might go up,
was.
but yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
you might as well spend the you know, let it increase a little bit because it might
Right.
maintain like a $9 cost per purchase there.
Right. Yeah, I don't mind doing that at all. It was just when I was initially messing with everything, I just at least wanted to get some consistency with one campaign, so everything's not, I'm not negative completely one day. Like I have no problem testing and doing other things. I just wanted to at least get something a little bit consistent.
Well, perfect. Awesome. Yeah. So
Yeah.
those things will really help. You know, once you have all those things in place, you'll see your ROAS increase. You'll get that retargeting set up and everything will be smooth roads. Then once
Sounds
you
good.
actually have enough purchases rolling through, you'll start to see the learning stuff hit limited, and then you'll just start moving you'll start narrowing down the audiences so that way you can exit
Okay.
learning, and then that's when you can start scaling pretty much.
Sounds good, man.
Only up from there. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks, Jacob.
Yeah, thank you. Talk to you soon.
Alrighty, bye.
See you.